Imagine your kids and their kids never having to worry about money just like you and I did. That's the power of generational wealth. But what exactly is it? What is it really? How do you build it when you start from scratch? Now, coming from a very low income household when I was growing up, starting and having generational wealth was absolutely not possible. But today, the game has completely changed. Now, in today's video, we're going to break down the concept of generational wealth, why it matters, and break down a step by step guide to really create that financial legacy that is going to last for generations. Now, before we get into it, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. That way we can get the video out to everyone else. So what is generational wealth? This is the basics. Generational wealth is passing assets down from one generation to the next. Now we see this with some of the big names. When you think about Ford, it could be investments, could be real estate, could be a business like Ford is, and passed down through generational wealth. So according to the Federal Reserve, only about 30% of households inherit any wealth at all, which is kind of crazy, and even fewer pass it on efficiently. Now this, of course, tax advantage, generational wealth. There's a lot of different things when it comes to passing on generational wealth and exactly how you're going to build it. So why is this so powerful? Because think for a moment, your kids don't have to start from zero. If you leave them money to start with, they can focus on a growth mindset and really having a generational wealth mindset, not a place of survival. It's not a requirement to work a 9 to 5. It's not a requirement to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week to go ahead and make ends meet. Being able to actually start from a point that we need to without having a lot of generational debt that is being carried, but being able to leave your children and even their children legacy from your generation will again change your entire family tree. So why does generational wealth matter? When it comes to it, creating long-term financial stability. If you're working and really focusing on the accumulation of assets, it is going to be a game changer. We have started investment accounts for our kids that are very young and making sure that they are set up much better than my wife and I are. And it opens doors to better education, better housing, entrepreneurship, the ability to really have creativity, to learn and grow. Breaking the debt cycle, keeping people out of poverty is again huge. When you think about it, it's not about just leaving your money to your kids. It's about giving them options, the option to dream bigger, to actually take smarter risks, live freer lives, and be able to start if they want to an entrepreneurial journey because they're not tied to that regular 9 to 5, just like you and I are. Now, how do we build generational wealth? The first one and the biggest one, most of you know that I am a credit union certified financial counselor. We do financial counseling and I do it on a regular basis, getting the finance in order, eliminating the high interest debt. This is the biggest and the absolute biggest crusher of dreams and the stealer of wealth is that high interest debt. When you start thinking of credit cards, paying 20, 25, 30%, it's insane. Not only is it taking up a lot of your wealth, but it is also taking up an exorbitant amount of your time if you have higher balances on those cards. And of course, building an emergency fund. This is a way to kind of foolproof your finances where if something does happen that is a true emergency, and trust me, there will be a point in your life where you do have a true tried and true emergency. You know the money is covered. You have the money to cover whatever does happen. That means you're not going right back to credit cards. You're not going right back to that high interest debt. Budgeting. There is not a video that I do. We don't talk about budgeting. Budgeting is the basis. There's a reason why when you look at financial gurus, when you think of Dave Ramsey, when you think of Ramit in the spending plan, there are so many places where budgeting and budgeting wisely makes a difference. It gives every dollar a purpose. The more money that you budget and knowing where it goes gives you the ability to repay that high interest debt and also the ability to invest. Now, you can't build generational wealth if you're drowning in debt today, is what we've seen. Now, the second one, investing early, investing consistently. I've really preached this and we talked about it for a long time. Looking at stocks, index funds, retirement accounts, the combination of using index funds in retirement accounts like 401ks and IRAs are a game changer. When you look at compound interest or the eighth wonder of the world, as it's been quoted, it will do the heavy lifting. By the time you get towards retirement, continue investing. I really talk about this, and there's been a lot of studies coming out recently where if you're in, let's say, a fund that is a target date fund, there's going to be a point where your stocks are slowly kind of sold out. Index funds or holdings are slowly sold out. And it's moved a lot more to safer. It's moved a lot more to bonds. Now, depending on the balance on those accounts, there are people that have run out of money during retirement because of the switch going from like an S&P 500 or NASDAQ 100 fund into those safe bonds. Now, of course, bonds yielding about 2 to 3%, where you could be earning 10 or 12% depending on your investment strategy during retirement. And I really have an eye opening experience when it comes to being 65. You might have another 20, 30 years of life left. That is 20 or 30 years. This investment can grow. That is also the time frame when you can create the generational wealth, because you're at the point where your accounts are just about at the highest, at the peak. When you're making those contributions, when you get ready to leave your employer, you might not have the funds to continue investing, but we want the compound interest to do all of the heavy lifting at that point. And of course, the big case study with this is Warren Buffett. When you look at the amount that he had at 65 in comparison to the amount at 95, it is absolutely game changer when you look at having millions or even tens of millions to being a multi-billionaire in that last 30 years. Even $50 a week, if you're putting it into a Roth IRA, can grow into six figures over a couple decades. It's kind of crazy, but you have to get started, and you have to get started early. Now, third one in here, accumulating and buying assets, not liabilities. When you think of assets, we are talking real estate, rental properties, getting homes, dividend paying stocks, owning ETFs, businesses that can be scaled, that can be passed down. Anything that is an asset, even nowadays, guys, if you look at a lot of collectibles, if you look at sports cars, if you look at the ability to get into something like Fundrise or getting into something like Masterworks and paintings, there are so many things that the accumulation of assets is going to give you the ability and will give you the ability to pass those assets on to other generations. If you look at rental properties, if you have a home like me, when we get to a point in this house being paid off, and I don't really consider a home really a big asset just for the simple fact it's not really realized until you sell it, but everybody needs a place to live. If I don't have to pay rent, if I don't have to pay the mortgage, that can be an asset because it gives me the power to take those funds and invest them somewhere else, creating more dividend paying stocks, creating a bigger portfolio to go ahead and create that generational wealth. And of course, with businesses, if you're an entrepreneur, me personally, I'm more around the investing. And when we start looking at our millionaires of today, about 90% of them are created just from investing in the market. Now, of course, to protect all this, like we talk about an emergency fund, getting insurance and creating an estate plan, this is really reliant on that generational wealth. Life insurance protects your family. If something should happen, and God forbid if it does, earlier in life, you are protecting your income. You are protecting the accumulation of assets that you've seen and making sure you protect your family, and those assets are not going to be depleted really quick. This is where a will or a trust, make sure those assets go to where they are intended. A will is not just for the wealthy. It is how you're going to control your legacy and knowing exactly where your money is going. And of course, education. This is the big one. When it comes to financial literacy, when it comes to education, you need to teach the younger generation early about money. We are talking about learning how to invest, how to run a business, how to buy, stocks, bonds, ETFs. The more you teach them about even basic budgeting, even on a fundamental level, the investing concepts of compounding interest, entrepreneurship, generational wealth isn't just about money. It's about creating that generational mindset that is passed from generation to generation. And honestly, you're substituting what they don't teach us in school. When you look at traditional education going through like a K-12 system, majority of the time they might get one finance class. I know here in Michigan, they actually introduced it a couple years ago that they need half a credit hour of financial literacy. Now, what I found out recently from some of the students was they have four financial education classes. You can only take one of them, meaning that I had an individual that took a personal finance class. Great. But they missed out on the investing. They missed out on the entrepreneurship courses because they took that personal finance class. And again, it seems like they almost don't want to teach us what we're looking to or what people really can use when it comes to those life skills. Now, of course, you don't need to be a millionaire to start building wealth for tomorrow. It really is a matter of starting and then looking at it consistently and intentionally on where that money is going. Now, if you think this video was helpful, definitely thinking different about that financial future when it comes to generational wealth, go ahead and hit that like button, share the video with someone who needs it. And what is the one thing that you're doing to build generational wealth today? I'd definitely like to know and hear it down in the comments. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And really building wealth, investing smarter, creating the financial legacy is the reason why we started this channel. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.